Well, Ron Nelson is still recovering from a 5-day weekend. Getting Lauren married. How did that go?
My firstborn got married this past weekend, and it went fantastic. I'm just now, my feet are getting back to earth from the cloud that I've been floating on. But, yeah, we had a great time.
Good.
She's in Virginia now, and so we had a lot of the Virginians and Carolinians flying in, and so it was a lot of fun to expose them to our community. We prepped them well. We got them kind of the Hilton Garden was sort of the ground zero for everything, and so we talked about Sculpture Walk and everything you can do downtown, and the Arc of Dreams and Falls Park, and they loved it. They just thought our town was delightful.
Good. Very nice.
Yeah, I think we did a good job in terms of...
And she's still your little girl.
She's still my little girl. And we had a little mixer party get-together at Remedy one night. The whole event was at the Museum of Visual Materials. And so downtown Sioux Falls showed up in a big way. And we made I think our city made, we did proud, we done good for
yes.
Our out-of-town brethren. And it's kind of right in the middle of pheasant season, actually, too. I was hoping to get a hunt organized. That didn't quite pull off, although I did get my son-in-law, Andrew, out on the pheasant opener. So that was a lot of fun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
As we talk, we're last 45 days of the year. What's the general attitude? Where we're at, where we're going?
Well, I'll tell you what, we started this year with a lot of trepidation, and even in our own company, we said, don't know what kind of year it's going to be. We had a record year in 22, as most people in our business did. 21, 22 were just kind of off the charts. And so we knew that and didn't necessarily expect big things. You can kind of look at, I think, the building permit numbers in our town as somewhat of a barometer of, just activity in general. To recap, we talk about it a lot, but, 21, we were approaching this, what at the time seemed to be an insurmountable.
We'll never do this again.
Yeah, $1 billion in building permits. And, like I said, that's just kind of a bellwether or reflection of just what's happening in the marketplace relating to real estate, our business, but, just kind of relating to construction and all of the other surrounding, types of, related industry. And then what do we do in 22? Practically doubled the 21 numbers, So 23, we're back to...
We are only $35 million away from hitting the $2 billion number again. So
$1 billion number.
Well, for 2 years, we've done $1 billion.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And we have a chance now to do the third one. And Butch, with the numbers that he shared with us in the last 24 hours, we may make it before the end of November. It may come by Thanksgiving.
Well, it's kind of like, what do you do with statistics? You can make them say a lot of times, what you want to say. The doomsdayers would say, we're down 50%. From last year, but, the positive thinkers or not, it's not about thinking as much as just to say we're probably going to have the number 2 record year in building permits. Is that a fair assessment?
Exactly. That's exactly what we look like right now.
Yeah. So, we're not down, even though from last year, the crazy high water mark probably for a long time of 22. Certainly, we're down from that. We kind of call that the sugar high year because, values were at all-time highs. And so, people are asking us all the time, what's happening in the marketplace? Are property values down? And that's kind of a hard question to answer. We do talk about it in a lot of different ways on this program a lot. The easiest way to track that is investment properties, because investment properties are indeed more of a punch a number into a calculator and you can get an answer spit out. The user properties, on the other hand, if I need this corner for my restaurant and it's a great corner, it's a little tougher to put into facts and figures, like an investment property, what that value might be, because that operator is looking at it for what his potential in sales, can be, and kind of create some different valuation formulas. But in in some of the math things that people talk about when we say, real estate doesn't lose its value. Largely true, but like I said, where investment properties, you do have a way to quantify it a little bit more. So I'll give you a real quick example, Bill, to just show as we head, the end of 23, the dilemmas, if you will, that we've been dealing with in our industry. So a property worth $1 million a couple years ago, back then we would say you're buying that on a 5% cap rate. We've talked about cap rates loosely, call it like an interest rate or a return. Okay. Today that cap rate's probably going to be 6.8%. That doesn't sound like that much different, 5% to 6.8%. And yet using the same formula that you came up with your $1 million value at a 5% cap, using the same formula, that property is now worth $735,000. So you've lost like 25% on paper in your value. So yeah, in that example, properties have gone down. And, that's just the realities of the financial markets. So does that mean properties have dropped 20%? No. So what happens is everybody's getting a little more creative. Owners don't want to sell for that steep of a discount, and they're not for the most part. So we're still doing deals. We're making, we're going to end up with a pretty good year, let's just say. And so what's happened in 23 in Sioux Falls is we just continued to figure out, how to make things work. What happens is for investors, they're just learning to accept less of a return, less of a yield, because they still like the property, okay, last year would have been the best, but I would have paid more too. So we're just kind of all getting comfortable with some of these new things that are changing out there. People are asking, is it getting back to normal? My question is, define normal.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if we're going to throw that word out after COVID. Because seriously, well, what is normal anymore? So, I think the better way to answer things like that is, it's starting to feel a little more like what we're used to. If you call that normal, okay, fine. But, things are good in Sioux Falls, and I say that and I mean that, but I also want to just take a sidebar to recognize that there's still a lot of needs in this community. As we grow, so do the needs. And so, we're entering cold season. We're entering holiday season. So in and amongst our prosperity, I do, cause us to, take a pause and be observant and just recognize that there are needs in the marketplace. And how can we fulfill some of those needs of the less fortunate, in our marketplace. So wanted to, just make that clarification to talk about the full picture because, there's people that are listening today when we say things are healthy in Sioux Falls, they're going, I'm not feeling so healthy, so there is that side of it too. But the other thing, Bill, that we watch is what's happening nationally, and we love to say we're this island of prosperity, and we kind of feel that way, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that. But what happens nationally, is going to, at some level, happen locally. And so, we watch that stuff. Nationally, they say office space is heading for a crash. We've been hearing that really since COVID. In many cases, it is, in the standpoint that, the whole remote working situation is changing how we look at office space. COVID has introduced this whole, concept of it's another sidebar, but the school districts have, I think, changed from COVID, saying we don't need to always have snow days anymore. If it's looking like it's not going to be coming to school tomorrow, send them home with a Chromebook or a laptop, and tomorrow's a remote learning day. So, that's one of the things that have, come out of COVID that, is a positive. And, we're still trying to figure a lot of that out, with the whole office space thing. We got a lot of fun and healthy and cool new office things coming, in this town with the Steel District, with Sharapa, and all that. And so we're doing better, in Sioux Falls with our office space. We're still in that 15% vacancy range. They say nationally apartments are heading for a crash. We don't think that's going to happen in this town as we're growing 4,000 to 7,000 people a year. So we think the apartment market is largely going to probably remain healthy. It's going to have its dips and turns. There's been a lot of building going on, but, even builders with interest rates have paused. And so, we're going to kind of have some natural, catch up period in that. So bottom line, I think we're, doing pretty well. I've been complaining a little bit about the banking community out there, that it's getting tougher out there. But shout out to Reliabank, Kelly Oberbroekling. We just got a couple deals approved by them on some things that we've been working on. So I don't know if that's a sense of the banking community loosening up a little bit, but I think, people have been puckered up a little bit, and that includes the bankers, and as some of these things settle down, the Fed isn't rising interest rates every single time they meet. I think that's causing us to settle down a little bit. Bankers are feeling a little more comfortable, again, at least in our region. And so I think we're going to end 23 on a healthy note, and kind of excited about 24.
All right, people out there want to know how they can reach this guy named Ron Nelson.
So our company is Nelson Commercial Real Estate. We get on this program every other week. And just kind of talk about changes in the marketplace. You can reach us directly at 605-728-7600, or our website has information too at ncommercial.com.
We appreciate you. We'll talk soon, and
Thanks,
congratulations on the daughter.
Thank you.